can he turn for the answers? What is the tragedy taking place among so many young people of our generation? A young person is not usually bad unless he's been molded that way by his environment. His life is the product of his home, his family. If that foundation fails him, what does he have to fall back on? If there is no parental love present to secure that foundation, it can even destroy him. Of course, not all frustration leads to complete disaster. things